Hi, this is Teddy Burriss, your LinkedIn trainer, coach, consultant, speaker. I'm all about LinkedIn and I'm having the best time doing this. I saw a Google Plus message from one of my LinkedIn consulting groups that said that LinkedIn introductions are gone, totally gone. And then there became a big uproar on LinkedIn and Twitter and Google Plus about the LinkedIn introductions are gone. I'm here to tell you that I never use LinkedIn introductions, and I got introductions as often as I wanted, but I never used the LinkedIn introduction functionality. I didn't like it. And the reason why I didn't like it is there was no ability for me to create context. If I was going to do an introduction, I didn't have the ability to easily give that person an out to say, don't pass that introduction on if you don't know that person well or you don't think there's somebody I should connect with. And also didn't get some other options that I can get when I do introductions my way. So let me show you how I do LinkedIn introductions far better than the old, now gone LinkedIn introductions. So I brought up a profile. Here's a guy named Jeff Allen. He works in Lawrenceville, Georgia. He works for a company called LifeTouch. And, he looks like a pretty interesting guy. He's been working for LifeTouch for a long time. I've already looked at his profile. It's a public profile, so I've looked at it. I can see that there's 7, 8, 9, 10 people who I know that know Jeff. Now, the Get Introduced button is there. I'm not going to click on it, but I'm going to tell you where it goes. Today, if you click on that, it's going to drop you into LinkedIn messaging, and it's not going to do anything. It actually, down at the bottom, says Compose Intro Exterior, but it is not going to work. It's not going to do anything. It's going to kick me over to messaging and just sit there in my messaging window, just as if I would have clicked on that button up there. So because it doesn't work, I also can't see who these other 7 people are that I know who knows Jeff. Now, there's a way to figure that out, but that's not important right now. But I do know that there's 2 people here, Barbara and Neil, who I know well. So I'm going to use Neil. Here's how I get introduced to Jeff. I'm going to send an email to my friend Neil in a very deliberate way. Let me script the email and show you what I'm talking about. So here's the email that I'm going to send to Neil. I'm going to ask him, can you help me, sir, in my subject. I'm a Google Docs guy. You can do this in any email system you want. Just do not do it in LinkedIn. So I send Neil a message. I say, hey, dude, I hope you're doing well. And then I say, I discovered Jeff Allen works for LifeTouch. He's running a division in Chicago. And I say to him, I would like to connect with him. That is my only purpose. My only goal is to get connected to him. Then I asked my friend Neil 2 questions. Do you know Jeff well? And do you think Jeff is somebody I should connect with? If so, and I'm assuming he's going to answer both those questions yes, and if he's not, then I don't want him to do this. If so, would you send Jeff an email, not a LinkedIn message? Copy me on the message and introduce me to Jeff as someone he may want to connect with. And then I say thank you. This is the message I send time and time again when I want to connect with people on LinkedIn who are connected to my first level. I never use LinkedIn introductions. 99% of the time, the people I send this message to are going to do what I ask them to do. And it's because I have a relationship with Neil. He trusts me and respects me as I mutually trust and respect him. He knows that all I want to do is connect with Jeff. Whatever comes after that is between me and Jeff. But here's what happens. When Neil sends Jeff this email, and I write this in such a way that he can forward this to Jeff and copy me. There's nothing in here I don't mind telling Jeff. And then when he sends this message to Jeff and copy me, 2 things happen. Number 1, I get a warm introduction from somebody who trusts me, who I trust. And hopefully somebody that Jeff knows. Because I'm asking Neil up front, do you know him well? And the second thing that happens is I get Jeff's email address. So here's what I do. I wait a day. Sometimes I wait 2 days. I'm not in a rush. This is not a race. I wait to see if Jeff is going to respond to the message, because sometimes they respond with, oh yeah, I would love to connect with Teddy. I'd love to say hi to him or whatever. I look for the response. And after a day or so, if I get the response, I engage on the email, and then I send a LinkedIn connection request. But whether I get an email back or not, I do get the email. I get Jeff's email address because my friend copies me on the message. Then I go into LinkedIn. I go to connect. I put Jeff's email address in here. And this is important, boys and girls. I put my personal note here because it's not an option to me. And I send Jeff a LinkedIn invite with his email address and my personal message. This is how you get introduced. The old way to do it, I never liked it anyway. This is the way I get a warm intro from somebody who trusts and respects me, and then I see how the conversation goes in email. Then I come back to LinkedIn and I send a connect request. And again, my only purpose, my only goal is to get connected. That's all I want to make happen here. I'm Teddy Burriss of Burriss Consulting, your LinkedIn trainer, coach, speaker. That's how I do LinkedIn introductions, and I hope you start doing it the same way.